Now, take a look at this, because this is parkour. It's also known as free running, and in recent years it's become increasingly popular. So popular, in fact, that it was featured at the opening ceremony of the Rio Olympics. It's been described as a sport, but in the West Sussex town of Horsham, it's been banned in the town centre, and anyone found free running could face a fine. Ed Salt is live in Horsham for us tonight. Ed.
Sally, Horsham is one of the top 10 places for parkour enthusiasts to come to, according to an online forum. It's up there with Guildford, Basingstoke and Reading. Now, what makes it so popular? Well, apparently it's the low-level rooftops and low-level walls in public spaces, for instance, where I am this evening. Now, the pictures we're seeing tonight are of parkour professionals and shouldn't be attempted by anyone at home. But it's also causing businesses here in the town damages of up to tens of thousands of pounds. This isn't the first time that Dirk's walked up the stairs in his shop in Horsham to be faced with this. Cracked roof tiles, he says, caused by those practising parkour.
You would be talking to your customers and all of a sudden there would be this piercing noise, which is a mixture out of, how can I describe it, glass breaking and thumping, like somebody would be in your loft.
And it can be costly too, with repair bills going through the roof.
We just had it refitted from our landlords for £36,000. It's a lot of money. £36,000 is unbelievable. If I went to one of those kids, took one of their mobile phones, stamped on it, gave it back to them, what would they say?
Nobody from Horsham District Council wanted to appear on the BBC today, but said in a statement that they came to this decision after liaising heavily with Sussex Police. They say their specific problem with parkour is the number of people that are doing it in an unsafe way, and also the number of people that are gaining access to property illegally. But the ban hasn't been welcomed by everyone. This parkour group vented their frustration online.
As parkour's banned in Horsham now, we better turn this one the other way.
Back on West Street, another shopkeeper is Elliot. He's also frustrated with the damage done, he claims, by free runners too, but says an outright ban in Horsham isn't the answer.
Well, they just ruin the roofs. They don't understand what it actually does, but people do have to spend money putting it back together like it should be. Banning it, not so much, because it keeps certain little toe rags off the street from doing things that actually are illegal. But they could just set up a place where they can do it safely, in like a safe environment.
And that's what pro-parkour groups in Horsham really want. Those against it, though, are pleased that the District Council is putting its foot down. Edward Salt, BBC South Today, Horsham.
Dr. Julie Angel is an expert in parkour, and earlier she gave me her reaction to the ban in Horsham.
I think it's a terrible tragedy, to be honest, and I think there's been a miscommunication, misinformation, and there are two very separate things going on, which is one, that you have this legitimately worrying and destructive antisocial behaviour, which should be dealt with appropriately through the criminal justice system, and then you have the issue of actually parkour as a discipline. And to have a blanket ban is a great tragedy.
One particular businessman, it's cost him £37,000 to repair his roof because of free runners on the roof. That's unacceptable, isn't it?
Absolutely, and I would make a clear distinction between those people and individuals who are causing criminal damage and trespass and the like 99.999% of the parkour population who train in a respectful, safe and engaging manner within public spaces.
So how do you stop that then?
So
how do you, forgive me interrupting, but how do you stop that then?
I think you need to begin to have a dialogue about who's in these spaces, how they're used, and actually having a much larger idea of how we move in places.
The council want to come up with a compromise which would be a sort of a happy balance for everybody. Maybe it's to allow people to do this free running, but also to protect the public, and that is to give an indoor space.
And what needs to happen is actually a conversation about how we use our public spaces, how they're being designed, how people are reacting to them. Just to have to say, like, you're allowed to do this, we think it's nice for you, we think it's good and healthy, but we're going to put you in this closed space where nobody can see you, is no solution to anything. And I think it's not understanding what the potential of parkour is and how it has huge benefits to a large section of the population, actually.
Dr. Julie Angel, thank you so much.